Top 10 highest mountains on the earth. Number 10, Mount Annapurna. It is a mountain situated in the Annapurna mountain range of Gandaki province, north-central Nepal. It is the 10th highest mountain in the world at 8,091 meters above sea level. The top part of Annapurna is formed of limestone, which goes the same with Mount Everest. That is why the mountain is believed to have been emerged from the ocean millions of years ago, which was gradually pushed by tectonic forces to the present state. Annapurna is the most dangerous 8,000 meters peak to climb, with the fatality to successful climb ratio of 38%, and an enviable stat which makes it more dangerous than Mount Everest and Mount K2. It is generally agreed that the mountain is more avalanche-prone than many of the other giants in the area, along with the fact that it is less commercialized than most and therefore more difficult on less established routes, making it unpredictable and deadly. Number 9, Mount Nanga Parbat. It is known locally as Diamur, is the 9th highest mountain at 8,126 meters above sea level. Lying immediately southeast of the northernmost bend of the Indus River in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan-administered Kashmir, Nanga Parbat is the westernmost major peak of the Himalayas and is the most western of the mountains higher than 8,000 meters. An immense, dramatic peak rising far above its surrounding terrain, Nanga Parbat is known to be a difficult climb and has earned the nickname Killer Mountain for its high number of climber fatalities. Number 8, Mount Manaslu. It is the 8th highest mountain in the world at 8,163 meters above sea level. It is located in the Mansiri Himal, part of the Nepalese Himalayas, in the west-central part of Nepal. The mountain has permanent snow cover all year round above 5,000 meters. The mountain's long ridges and valley glaciers offer feasible approaches from all directions and culminate in a peak that towers steeply above its surrounding landscape and is a dominant feature when viewed from afar. It is a crown jewel of the Himalayas and a trekker's paradise. But, climbing Manaslu isn't easy, especially with the rugged trails, endless steep climbs, and snowy ridge. It's more brutal than Everest and poses extreme challenges. The most difficult part is crossing the Larkia La Pass, which is at a height of 5,214 meters. The entire trekking route is prone to the consequences of landslides, monsoon rainfall and landfalls. Number 7, Mount Dhaulagiri. It is the 7th highest mountain in the world at 8,167 meters above sea level and the highest mountain within the borders of a single country, Nepal. When Dhaulagiri was first discovered in 1808, it was thought to be the highest mountain in the world for the Westerners. It remained as the highest peak for 30 years before Kanchenjunga took its place. The name Dhaulagiri was derived from Sanskrit word Dawala or Daula, which means shining or dazzling beautifully, and the word Giri refers to mountain in English. Therefore the name dazzling, white, shining, beautiful mountain was chosen for Dhaulagiri. The mountain is known as one of the most difficult mountains for climbing due to frequent avalanche occurring, and the rocks and the build of the mountain doesn't make the process of mountain climbing suitable for anyone. Number 6, Mount Cho Oyu. It is the 6th highest mountain in the world at 8,188 meters above sea level. Cho Oyu means turquoise goddess in Tibetan, owing to its colors in the setting sun. Just a few kilometers west of Cho Oyu is Nangpa La, a glaciated pass that serves as the main trading route between the Tibetans and the Khumbu Sherpas. This pass separates the Khumbu and Rolwilling Himalayas. Due to its proximity to this pass and the generally moderate slopes of the standard Northwest Ridge route, Cho Oyu is considered the easiest 8,000 meters peak to climb with the lowest death-summit ratio, and it is the second most climbed 8,000er after Mount Everest. Number 5, Mount Makalu. It is the 5th highest mountain in the world at 8,485 meters. It is located in the Mahalangur Himalayas 19 km southeast of Mount Everest, on the border between Nepal and Tibet Autonomous Region, China. One of the 8,000ers, Makalu is an isolated peak whose shape is a four-sided pyramid. Makalu is one of the harder and technical 8,000ers, and is considered one of the most difficult mountains in the world to climb. Makalu expeditions are difficult because the mountain is notorious for its steep pitches and knife-edged ridges that make the climbing Makalu very open to the elements. Number 4, Mount Lhotse. It is the 4th highest mountain in the world at 8,516 meters. Lhotse lies just south of Mount Everest, to which it is joined by a ridge at an elevation of about 25,000 feet. It is sometimes considered part of the Everest Massif. Lhotse means South Peak in Tibetan. In addition, the mountain comprises the smaller peaks, Lhotse Middle at 8,414 meters and Lhotse Shar at 8,383 meters. The summit is on the border between Tibet and the Khumbu region of Nepal. The Khumbu Icefall is located at the head of the Khumbu Glacier and has been unanimously declared the most dangerous section during the climb. The forming icefall moves an estimated 0.9 to 1.2 meters down the mountain every day, a speed that opens large crevasses with little warning and suddenly collapses large towers of ice, called seracs, ranging in size from that of cars to large houses that tumble down the glacier from time to time. Number 3, Mount Kanchenjunga. It is the third highest mountain in the world with an elevation of 8,586 meters in a section of the Himalayas. The mountain's name means the 5 treasures of snows, referring to its 5 peaks. The formation of Kanchenjunga began over 250 million years ago when India, Africa, Australia and South America were all united as one supercontinent known as Pangaea. The mountain is made up of Ordovician and Neoproterozoic rocks. It receives heavy snowfall during the summer season in comparison to the winter. The individual summits of Kanchenjunga are connected to 4 neighboring peaks, which also resulted in the formation of 4 glaciers. The Indian plate continues to relentlessly and forcefully move to the north, pushing Kanchenjunga, and all of the Himalayas, ever higher. Kanchenjunga continues to rise at around 0.5 inch per year. However, natural weathering counters some of this rise through erosion. Number 2, Mount K2. K2, also called Mount Godwin Austen, the world's second highest peak at 8,611 meters, second only to Mount Everest. K2 is located in the Karakoram mountain range and lies partly in a Chinese-administered enclave of the Kashmir region within the Uyghur Autonomous Region of Xinjiang, China, and partly in the Gilgit-Baltistan portion of Kashmir under the administration of Pakistan. Because K2 is prone to frequent and severe storms that make the already treacherous climbing conditions on its slopes even more challenging, and humans find functioning at such high elevations difficult, as it is one of the world's most difficult mountains to climb. The number of people to have reached the top constitutes only a small fraction compared with how many have successfully climbed Mount Everest. In addition, although there have been fewer deaths on K2 compared with those on Mount Everest, the proportion of those killed to the number of people who have attempted climbing K2 is significantly higher. Number 1, Mount Everest. Mount Everest is a peak in the Himalaya mountain range. It is located between Nepal and Tibet, an autonomous region of China. Measured at 8,849 meters, it is considered the tallest point on Earth. In the 19th century, the mountain was named after George Everest, a former surveyor general of India. The Tibetan name is Komolungma, which means Mother Goddess of the World. Earth scientists estimate that Everest is 50 to 60 million years old, a youngster by geological standards. The mountain was formed by the upward force generated when the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates collided, pushing up the rocks that formed the highest mountain on Earth. That force is still at work today, pushing Everest's summit about 1/4 of an inch higher each year.